this computer.
And oh, shit.
Welcome, everybody, to No Beard Shakespeare's rendition of Merchant of Venice. Act 1, Scene 1, Venice, a street. Enter Antonio Solanio.
In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, or whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want wit sadness makes of me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean. Believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I should still be plucking the grass to know where it sits in the wind, peering in maps for ports and piers and roads, and every object that might make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt, would make me sad. I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise.
Oh, believe me, no. I thank my fortune for it. My ventures are not in one bottom trusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon the fortune of this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why, then you are in love.
Oh, fie.
Not in love neither? Then let us say that you are sad, because you are not merry, and 'twere as easy for you to laugh and leap and say you were merry because you are not sad. Here comes Bassanio, your most noble kinsman, Gratiano and Lorenzo. Fare ye well. I leave you now with better company. I would have stayed till I had made you merry, if worthier friends had not prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it your own business calls on you and you embrace the occasion to depart.
Good morrow, my lords.
My lord Bassanio, since you have found Antonio, we too will leave you, but at dinner time. I pray you have in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
You look not well, Signor Antonio. You have too much respect upon the world. They lose it that do by it with such much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world but as the world, Gratiano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine a sad one.
Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when I am very sure, if they should speak, would almost damn those ears, which hearing them would call their brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait. Come, good Lorenzo, fare ye all well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
Well, we'll leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years more. Thou shalt know the sound of thy own tongue.
Oh, fare you well. I'll grow a talker for this gear.
Thanks and faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dried and made not vendible.
Is that anything now?
Gratiano speaks an infinite deal of nothing, more than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hidden 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search.
Well, tell me now what lady is the same to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that today you promised to tell me of?
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate by something showing a more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance, wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe.
I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. And if it stand as you yourself still do within the eye of honor, be assured my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
I owe you much. And like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow that self way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first.
You know me well, and herein spend but time to wind about my love with circumstance. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore, speak.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus's Portia. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the four winds blow in from every coast. Renowned suitors come in quest of her. Oh, my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of them, I have a mind presages me such thrift that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do to furnish thee to Belmont to fair Portia. Go presently inquire, and lie where money is, and I no question make to have it of my trust or for my sake.
Act 1, Scene 2, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Portia and Nerissa.
By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world.
You would be, sweet madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. And yet, for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
They would be better if well followed.
If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instruction. I can easily teach 20 what were good to be done, that be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. But this reasoning is not in the fashion to choose a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I may neither choose whom I would, nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by that will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their death have good inspirations. Therefore, the lottery that he hath devised in these 3 chests of gold, silver, and lead, whereof who chooses his meaning chooses you, will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. But what warmth is there in your affection toward any of these princely suitors that are already come?
I pray thee, overname them. And as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
Ah, that's a colt indeed. For he does nothing but talk of his horse. I am afeard, my lady, his mother played false with the smith.
Then there is the County Palatine.
Oh, he does nothing but frown. He hears merry tales and smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so unmannered sadness in his youth.
How say you about the French lord, Monsieur Le Bon?
Oh, God made him, therefore let him pass for a man. In truth, I know it is a sin to be a mocker, but he will hence be his own shadow.
What say you then to Falconbridge, the young baron of England?
He's a proper man. He's a proper man, but alas, who can converse with a dumb show? He is oddly, he is suited.
How like you the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
Oh, very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. When he is best, he is a little worse than a man, and when he is worse, he is a little better than a beast. I will do not anything, Nerissa, ere I be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having any of these lords. They have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending on the caskets.
I am glad this parcel of wooers to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit unless you may be won by some, well, I am glad this parcel of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them, but I dote on his very absence. And I pray God grant them fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, and a soldier that came hither?
Yes. Yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called.
True, madam. He, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving of fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy thy praise. Oh, how's now? What news?
The 4 strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave.
Oh.
And there is a forerunner come from a 5th, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word his master will be here tonight.
If I could bid the 5th welcome with so good a heart as I bid the other 4 farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he have the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I had rather he should shrive me than wive me. Come, Nerissa, while we shut the gates upon one wooer, another knocks at the door.
Act 1, Scene 3, Venice, a public place. Enter Bassanio and Shylock.
3,000 ducats. Well.
Aye, sir. For 3 months.
For 3 months. Well.
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well.
May you stead me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
3,000 ducats for 3 months and Antonio bound.
Your answer to that?
Well, Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning is saying he is a good man is to have you understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition, but ships are but boards, sailors but men. There be land rats and water thieves and land thieves, I mean pirates. And then there is the peril of waters, winds, and rocks. The man is notwithstanding sufficient. 3,000 ducats. I think I may take this bond.
Be assured you may.
Oh, I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Oh, yes, to smell pork, to eat with the habitation with your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. Now, I will buy with you, sell with you, talk with you, walk with you, and so following, I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you.
This is Senior Antonio.
How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I will feed fat the ancient grudge I bear him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails on me, my bargains, and my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forgive him.
Shylock, do you hear?
Oh, I am debating my present store, and by the near guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. What of that? Tubal, a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me.
Shylock, albeit I neither lend nor borrow by taking nor giving of excess, yet to supply the ripe wants of my friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed? How much you would?
Oh, I 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months?
I had forgot 3 months. You told me so. Well then, your bond, and let me see. But hear you. Methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep. Well...
Mark you this, Bassanio. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek, a goodly apple rotten at the heart. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats. It is a good round sum. 3 months from 12. Then let me see the rate.
Well, Shylock, shall we be beholding to you?
Signor Antonio, Many a time, and off in the Rialto, you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still have I borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine. And all for use of which is mine own. Well then, it now appears you need my help. Go to then. You come to me and you say, Shylock, we would have monies. You say so. You that did void your ruin on my beard and foot me as you spur a stranger cur. And what should I say to you? Should I not say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur can lend 3,000 ducats? Fair sir, you spit on me on Wednesday last. You spurned me such a day. Another time you called me dog. And for these courtesies, I'll lend you thus much money.
I am as like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friends, for when did friendship take a breed for barren metal of his friend? But lend it rather to thine enemy, who, if he break, thou mayest with better face exact the penalty.
Why, look you, how you storm. I would be friends with you and have your love. Forget the shames that you stained me with. Supply your present wants and take no doit of usance for your money. And you will not hear me. This is kind, I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness I will show. Go with me to a notary. Seal me there your single bond, and in a merry sport, if you repay me on such a day, if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sums, let the forfeit be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh to be cut off and taken in what part of body pleases me.
Content in faith, I'll to such a bond and say there is much kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal to such a bond for me. I'd rather dwell in my necessity.
Fear not, man. I will not forfeit it. Within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond expires, I do expect return of thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
The thoughts of others. Pray you tell me this. If he should break his day, what should I gain by the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of man's flesh, take it from a man, is not so estimable. Profitable neither as flesh of muttons, beef, or goats. I say, to buy his favor, I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. And for my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Yes, Shylock, I will seal unto this bond.
Then meet me forthwith at the notary's. Give him directions for this merry bond.
The Hebrew will turn Christian. He grows kind.
I like not fair terms and a villain's mind.
Come on, in this there can be no dismay. My ships come home a month before the day.
Act 2, Scene 1. Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Flourish of cornets. Enter the Prince of Morocco and his train, Portia, Nerissa, and others attending.
Misliked me not for my complexion, the shadow livery of the banished sun, to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant, but my love, I swear, the best regarded versions of our clime have loved it too. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen.
Sir, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit to yield yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any suitor I had looked on yet for my affection.
You answer that? I thank you. Therefore I pray you, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune. But alas, the while I would austere the sternest eyes that look, outbrave the heart most daring on the earth, pluck the young suckling cubs from the she-bear, ye mock the lion when he roars for prey, to win thee, lady.
You must take your chance, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose. If you choose wrong, never speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
No, will not. Come, bring me unto my chance.
First, forward to the temple. After dinner, your hazard shall be made.
Good fortune then, to make me blessed, accursedest among men.
Act 2, Scene 2, Venice, a street. Enter Launcelot. Certainly, my conscience will serve me to run from the Jew, my master. The fiend is at my elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobbo, Launcelot Gobbo, good Launcelot, or good Gobbo, or good Launcelot Gobbo! Ah! Use your legs. Take the start. Run away. My conscience says, no. Take heed, honest Launcelot. Take heed, honest Gobbo. Or, as aforesaid, honest Launcelot Gobbo. Do not run. Scorn running with thy heels. Well, the most courageous fiend bids me back. Away, says the fiend, and run. Well, my conscience says very wisely to me, my honest friend Launcelot, being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, or indeed my father did something smack, something grow to. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says, Launcelot, budge not, budge, says the fiend. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say I, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend who, saving your reverence, is the devil himself. You know, certainly the Jew is the very devil incarnation, and in my conscience is but a kind of hard conscience to offer me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives the friendlier counsel. I will mind. My heels are at your command. I will run. Here is Master Bassanio, who indeed gives rare new liveries. If I serve not him, I will run as far as God has any ground. Oh, rare fortune, here comes the man. To him, for I am a Jew if I serve the Jew any longer. God bless your worship.
Gramercy, wouldst thou ought with me?
Indeed, the short and the long is, I serve the Jew and have a desire to be brief. The very truth is that the Jew, having done me wrong, doth cause me in very brief.
What would you?
Serve you, sir. That is the very defect of the matter, sir.
I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Shylock, thy master, spoke with me this day and hath preferred thee, if it be preferment, to leave a rich Jew's service to become the follower of so poor a gentleman.
Oh, the old proverb is very well parted between my master Shylock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, sir, and he hath enough.
Thou speakest well. Take leave of thy old master and inquire my lodging out.
Well, if fortune be a woman, she's a good wench for this gear. I'll take my leave of the Jew in the twinkling of an eye.
Signor Bassanio.
Gratiano.
I have a suit to you.
You have obtained it.
You must not deny me. I must go with you to Belmont.
Why, then you must. But hear me, Gratiano. Thou art too wild, too rude, and bold of voice. Something too liberal. Pray thee, take pain to allay with some cold drops of modesty.
If I do not put on a sober habit, talk with respect and swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, and sigh and say, Amen, never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
Nay, but I bar tonight. You shall not gauge me by what we do tonight.
No, that were pity. I would entreat you rather to put on your boldest suit of mirth, for we have friends that purpose merriment. But fare you well. I have some business.
And I must to Lorenzo and the rest, but we will visit you at supper time.
2, scene 3, the same. A room in Shylock's house. Enter Jessica and Launcelot.
I am sorry that will leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou a merry devil. Just rob it of some taste of tediousness, but fare thee well. There is a ducat for thee. And, Launcelot, soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo. Who's thy new master's guest? Give him this letter. Do it secretly.
Adieu, most beautiful pagan, most sweet Jew! If a Christian do not play the knave and get thee, I am much deceived. But adieu. These foolish drops do something, drown my manly spirit. Adieu.
Farewell, good Launcelot. Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I am a daughter to the blood, I am not to his manners. Oh, Lorenzo, if thou keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian and thy loving wife. Oh, I'm off now.
Act 2, Scene 4, the same, a street. Enter Gratiano, Lorenzo, Solanio in revelry.
Today we will slink away in supper time. Disguise us at my lodging and return, all in an hour.
We have not made good preparation.
We have not spoke us yet of torchbearers, and better, in my mind, not undertook. Friend Launcelot, what's the news?
And it shall please you to break up this, it shall seem to signify.
I know the hand. In faith, 'tis a fair hand, and wider than the paper writ on it. Is the fair hand that writ?
Love news, in faith.
Yep.
By
your leave, sir.
Whither goest thou?
Marry, sir, to bid my old master, the Jew, to sup tonight with my new master, the Christian.
Hold this. Hold here, take this. Tell gentle Jessica I will not fail her, and speak it privately. Will you prepare you for this masque tonight? I am provided of a torchbearer.
Aye, marry, I'll go about it straight. 'Tis good we do so.
Was not that letter from fair Jessica?
I must needs tell thee all. She hath directed how I shall take her from her father's house, what gold and jewels she is furnished with, what pages' suit she hath in readiness. Come, go with me. Peruse this as thou goest. Fair Jessica shall be my torchbearer.
Act 2, Scene 5, the same. Before Shylock's house, enter Shylock and Launcelot.
Well, thou shalt see. Thy eyes shall be thy judge. The difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What? Jessica? Thou shalt not gourmandize as thou hast done with me. What? Jessica? And sleep and snore and rend apparel out? Why, Jessica, I say!
Why, Jessica!
Who bids thee call? I do not bid thee call.
Your worship was wont to tell me I could do nothing without bidding.
Is it me?
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica.
Damn it. Wait. Call you. Is it your will?
I am bid forth to supper, Jessica. These are my keys. But wherefore should I go? I'm not bid for love. They flatter me. But yet I'll go in hate to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. I am right loath to go. There is some ill a-brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
I beseech you, sir, go! My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
I will not say you shall see a mask, but if you do...
What? Are these masks? Oh, hear you me, Jessica. Lock up my doors. And when you hear the drum, clamor not you up to the casements then, nor thrust your head into the public street to gaze on Christian fools and varnished faces. Ugh. Say I will come.
I will go before, sir. Mistress, look out the window. For all this, there will come a Christian boy who will be worth a Jewess's eye.
What says that fool of Hagar's offspring, huh?
His words were, farewell, mistress. Nothing else.
The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Therefore I part with him. and part with him to one that would have him help to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in. Perhaps I will return immediately. Do as I bid you. Shut the doors after you.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father, you a daughter, lost.
Act 2, Scene 6, the same. Enter Gratiano and Solanio, masked.
This is the penthouse under which Lorenzo desired us to make stand.
His hour is almost past. It is a marvel he outdwells his hour, for lovers ever run before the clock.
Now that ever holds, as all things that are with more spirit chased than enjoyed.
Here comes Lorenzo. More of this hereafter.
Sweet friends, your patience for my long abode. Not I, but my affairs have made you wait. When you shall please pay to play the thieves for wives, I'll watch as long for you then. Approach. Here dwells my father Jew. Ho! Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, albeit I'll swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo, and thy love.
Lorenzo, certain had my love indeed. Here, catch this casket. It is worth the pains. I am glad till's night. You do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see, for if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for you must be my torchbearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my shames? Sure, I should be obscured.
So are you, sweet. Even the lovely garnish of a boy, but come at once. For the close night doth play the runaway, and we are stayed for Bassanio's feast.
I will make fast the doors and gild myself with some more ducats and be with you straight.
Now, by my hood, a gentle and no Jew.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise if I can judge of her, and fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself, and therefore, like herself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. What thou come? On, gentlemen, away, our masquerading mates by this time for us stay.
Who's there?
Signor Antonio?
Fie, Gratiano. Where are all the rest? 'Tis 9 o'clock. Our friends all stay for you. No mask tonight. The wind has come about. Bassanio presently will go aboard. I've sent out 20 to go to seek. I have sent 20 out to seek for you.
I'm glad on it. I desire no more delight than to be under sail and gone tonight.
Act 2, Scene 7, Belmont, a room in Portia's house furnished with 3 caskets, one of gold, one of silver, and one of lead. Flourish of cornets. Enter Portia, the Prince of Morocco, and Nerissa.
Go, draw aside the curtains and discover the several casks to this noble prince. Now make your choice.
How shall I know if I do choose the right?
The one of them contains my picture, prince. If you choose that, then I am yours withal.
Some God direct my judgment. Let me see. What says this leaden castic?
Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath.
This casket threatens. Men that hazard all do it in hope of fair advantages. What says the silver with her virgin hue?
Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves.
As much as he deserves. Hold there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. As much as I deserve. Why, that's the lady. I do in birth deserve her, and in fortunes, in graces and in qualities of breeding. But more than these in love I do deserve. And if I strayed no further but choose here, let's hear one more. This saying graved in gold.
Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire.
Why, that's the lady. All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. One of these three contains a heavenly picture. Is it like that lead contains her? For damnation, to think so base a thought. It were too gross, so shall I think in silver she emerged, being 10 times undervalued to try gold. A sinful thought. Never so rich a gem was set in worse than gold. Deliver me the key. Here I do choose, and I thrive, I as I may.
There, take it, Prince. And if my form lie there, then I am yours.
Oh, hell. What have we here? This is a written scroll. I'll read the writing. All that glitters is not gold. Often you heard that told. Had you been as wise as bold, your answer had not been enscrolled. Oh.
Fare you well. Your suit is cold.
Cold indeed. And labor lost. Then farewell heats and welcome frost. Portia, adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Thus losers part.
A gentle riddance. Draw the curtains. Go. Let all of his complexion choose me so.
Act 2, Scene 8, Venice, a street. Enter Solanio to the audience.
Why, so I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Gratiano gone along, and in their ship I am sure Lorenzo is not. The villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke, and there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. I never heard a passion so confused, so strange, outrageous, and so variable, as the dog Jew did utter in the streets, "Oh, my daughter, oh, my ducats, oh, my daughter fled with the Christian, my ducats and my daughter and jewels, 2 stones, 2 rich, precious stones, stolen by my daughter. Justice, find the girl." Excuse me. "Let good Antonio look, he keep his day, or he shall pay for this, well remembered. A Frenchman yesterday, he did tell me, in the seas there miscarried a vessel. I thought upon Antonio when he told me, and wished in silence that it were not his. A kinder gentleman treads not the earth. I saw Bassanio and Antonio part, and even there his eye being big with tears, and with affection wondrous sensible, he wrung Bassanio's hands, and so they parted. I think he only loves the world for him. I pray now, I will go and find him out and quicken his embraced heaviness. With some delight or other must I so."
Act 2, Scene 8, Belmont, Portia's house. Portia sits. Enter Nerissa.
The Prince of Arragon hath taken his oath and comes to his election presently.
Behold, there stand the casts. Noble prince, if you choose that within I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, if I fail of the right casket, never in my life to woo a maid in way of marriage. Lastly, if I do fail in fortune of my choice, immediately to leave you and be gone.
To these injunctions, everyone doth swear that comes to hazard for my worthless self.
To my heart's hope, gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. You shall look fairer ere I give or hazard. What says the golden chest? Ha, let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. I will not choose what many men desire, because I will not jump with common spirits and rank me with the barbarous multitudes. Why then to thee, thou silver treasure house, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too, for who shall go about to cause fortune and be honorable without stamp of merit? Let none presume to wear an undeserved dignity. I will assume desert. Give me a key for this, and instantly unlock my fortunes here.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What, here? The portrait of a blinking idiot? Who chooseth me shall have as much as he deserves. Did I deserve no more than a fool's head? Is that my price? Are my deserts no better?
To offend and judge are distinct offices and of opposed natures.
Take what wife you will to bed. A fool will ever be your head. So be gone, you are sped. Still, more fool I shall appear by the time I linger here. With one fool's head I came to woo, but I go away with 2.
Thus has the candle sings the moth. Ah! These deliberate fools! When they do choose, they have the wisdom by their wit to lose.
The ancient saying is no heresy. Hanging and wiving goes by destiny.
Madam, there is alighted at your gate a young Venetian, one that comes before to signify the approaching of his lord, from whom he bringeth sensible regrets, gifts of rich value. Yet I have not seen so likely an ambassador of love.
No more, I pray thee. I am half feared thou wilt say anon he is some kin to thee. Thou spendest such high day wit in praising him. Come, Nerissa. For I long to see quick Cupid post that comes so mannerly.
Bassanio, Lord Love, thy will it be.
Act 3, Scene 1, Venice, a street. Enter Solanio.
Here's the news on the Rialto. Why, yet it lives there unchecked that Antonio hath a ship of rich cargo wrecked on the narrow seas. The good Antonio, the honest Antonio. Why, the end is he hath lost a ship. I would it might prove the end of his losses. Let me say amen betimes, lest the devil cross my prayer. For here he comes in the likeness of a Jew, How now, Shylock? What news among the merchants?
You know, none so well as you of my daughter's flight.
That's certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings she flew withal. And Shylock, for his own part, knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them all to leave the dam.
She is damned for it. Mine own flesh and blood to rebel.
Out on it, old Karin. Rebels it at these years?
I say my daughter is my flesh and blood.
There is more difference between thy flesh and hers than between jet and ivory. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio has any loss at sea or no?
There I have another bad match. A bankrupt, a prodigal who dare scarce show his head now. Yeah, let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me insurer. You sure. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
Why, I am sure if he forfeit, thou wilt not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my goods, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you prick us,
it's 9 o'clock.
Do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? If you wrong us, shall we not take revenge? If we are like you and the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why, revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
Here comes another of the tribe. A third cannot be matched unless the devil himself turn Jew.
Oh, how now, Tubal? Oh, what good news from Genoa hast thou found, my daughter?
I often came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
Oh, why? There. A diamond gone cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. The curse never fell upon our nation till now. I never felt it till now. I would my daughter were dead at my foot and the jewels in her ear. Why thou, loss upon loss.
Yes, other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away coming from Tripolis.
Oh! I thank God. Oh, I thank God. Oh, it's true. It's true.
I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the wreck.
Oh, I thank thee, good Tubal. Good news. Oh, good news.
Your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, in one night 80 ducats.
Thou sticks a dagger in me. I shall never see my gold again. 80 ducats at a sitting? 80 ducats!
There came divers of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break.
Well, I'm very glad of it. I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I am glad of it.
One of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for a monkey.
Out upon her. Thou torturest me, Tubal. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leah when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it for a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
Nay, that's true. That's very true. Go, Tubal. Fee me an officer. Bespeak him a fortnight before. I will have the heart of him if he forfeit.
Act 3, Scene 2, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Bassanio and Portia.
I pray you, pause a day or two before you hazard, for in choosing wrong, I lose your company. Therefore, forbear a while. There's something tells me, but if it is not love, I would not lose you, and you know yourself. Hate counsels, not in such a quality. I would detain you here for some month or two before you venture from me. I could teach you how to choose right, but I am then forsworn, so I will never be. Shrewd your eyes. They have o'erlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours, the other half yours. Mine own, I would say, but if mine, then yours. And so all yours. Oh, let fortune go to hell. I speak too long, but he's the time to eke it and to draw it out in length, to stay you from election.
Oh, let me choose, for as I am, I live upon the rack.
Oh, but I fear you speak upon the rack where men enforced do speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll confess the truth.
Well, then, confess and live.
Confess and love. Let me to my fortune and the caskets.
Away then. I am locked in one of them. If you do love me, you will find me out. Live thou. I live with much, much more dismay. I view the fight than thou that makes the fray.
All right. So, may the outward shows be least themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. There is no vice so simple, but assumes some mark of virtue on his outward parts to trap the wisest. Therefore, gouty gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge tween man and man. But thou meager lead, which rather threatenest than dost promise aught. Thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. And here choose I. Joy be the consequences.
Be moderate. Allay thy ecstasy. I feel too much thy blessing. Make it less, for fear I surfeit.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation? Move these eyes. The painter plays the spider and hath woven a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men. You that choose, not by the view, chance as fair and choose as true. If you be well pleased with this and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn where your lady is and claim her with a loving kiss. Gentle scroll. Fair lady, by your leave, I come by note to give and to receive, as doubtful whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. Though for myself alone, I would not be ambitious in my wish. To wish myself much better, yet for you, I would be trebled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich. But the full sum of me, determined gross, is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpracticed, happy in this. She is not yet so old that she may learn. Happier in this. Myself, what is mine to you and yours is now converted. And now I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen o'er them. And even now, but now, this house, these servants, and my same self are yours, my lord. I give them with this ring, which when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love and be my vantage to exclaim you.
Madam, you bereft me of all words, expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say, Bassanio's dead!
Nerissa, what were you saying?
My lord and lady, it is now our time to cry, good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish. And when your honors me to solemnize, to bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at the time I may be married too.
With all my heart, so that thou canst get a wife.
I thank your lordship. You have got me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You saw the mistress. I beheld the maid. I got a promise of this fair one here, to have her love, provided that your fortune achieved her mistress.
Is true, Nerissa? Madam, it is. So you stand pleased withal.
And do you, Gratiano, mean good faith?
Yes, faith, my lord.
Our feast shall be much honored in your marriage.
But who comes here? Lorenzo and his infidel? What, and my old Venetian friend Solanio?
Lorenzo and Solanio, welcome hither. By your leave, I bid my very friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
They are entirely welcome.
I thank your honor. For my part, my lord, my purpose was not to have seen you here, but meeting with Solanio, by the way. He did entreat me, past all saying nay, to come with him along.
I did, my lord, and I have reason for it. Signor Antonio commends him to you.
Ere I ope this letter, I pray you tell me how my good friend doth.
Not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind, nor well, unless in mind. His letter there will show you his estate.
Your hand, Solanio. What's the news from Venice? How doth the royal merchant, good Antonio? I know he will be glad of our success.
I would you had won the fleece that he had lost.
There are some shrewd contents in yon same paper that steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. Send her friend dead, else nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution of any constant man. What's worse and worse, with leave. Bassanio, I am half yourself, and I must really have the half of anything that this same paper brings you.
Oh, sweet Portia, here are a few of the unpleasantest words that ever blotted paper. When I told you my state was nothing, I should then have told you that I was worse than nothing. For indeed, I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend to his mere enemy to feed my means. Here is a letter, love, and every word in it a gaping wound, issuing lifeblood. But is it true, Solanio? Have all his ventures failed? What? Not one hit?
Not one, my lord. Besides, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man, so keen and greedy to confound a man. And none can drive him from the envious plea of forfeiture, of justice, and his bond.
Jessica, what say you?
Crap, I apologize. Never mind. I don't apologize. When I was with him, I have heard him swear that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. And I know, my lord, if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with the poor Antonio.
Is it your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
Dearest friend to me, the kindest man.
What sum he owes to the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and deface the bond. double 6,000, and then treble that before a friend of this description shall lose a hair upon Bassanio's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife, and then go to Venice to your friend, for never shall you lie by Portia's side. With an unquiet soul shall we have gold to pay the petty debt 20 times over, but let me hear the letter to your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit. And since in paying it, it is impossible I should live. All debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love does not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But till I come again, no bed shall e'er be guilty of my stay, no rest be interposer twixt us twain.
Act 3, Scene 3, Venice, a street. Enter Shylock, Antonio, servant, and jailer.
Jailer, look to him. Tell me not of mercy. This is the fool that lent out money gratis. Jailer, look to him.
Hear me yet, good Shylock.
I'll have my bond. Speak not against my bond. I have sworn an oath that I will have my bond. Thou cost me dog before thou hadst a cause, but since I am a dog, beware my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice.
I pray thee, hear me speak.
I'll have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond, and therefore speak no more. I'll not be made soft and dull-eyed fool to shake the head, relent and sigh, and yield to Christian intercessors. Follow not. I'll have no speaking. I will have my bond.
It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men.
Let him alone. I'll follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life, his reason well I know. I oft delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me.
I am sure the Duke will never grant this forfeiture to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of law. For the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, will much impeach the justice of his state. These griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. Well, jailer, on. Pray God Bassanio come to see me pay his debt, and then I care not.
Act 3, Scene 4, Belmont, a room in Portia's house. Enter Portia, Nerissa, Lorenzo, and Jessica.
Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and true conceit of godlike enmity, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your lord. But if you knew to whom you show this honor, how true a gentleman you send in relief, how dear a lover of my lord, your husband, I know you would be prouder of the work.
I never did repent for doing good, nor shall I not now. For in companions thou souls do bear an equal yoke for love. There must be needs like a proportion, which makes me think that this Antonio must needs be my lord. If it be so, How little is the cost? I have bestowed. This comes too near the pressing, the praising of myself. There no more of it. Here other things, Lorenzo, I commit into your hands, the husbandry and manage of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have until heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my lord's return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide.
Madam, with all my heart I shall obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself, and so farewell till we shall meet again.
I wish your ladyship all hearts is content.
I thank you for your wish, and I am well pleased to wish it back to you. Fare you well, Jessica. Come on, Nerissa. I have work in hand that you yet know not of. We'll see our husbands before they think of us.
Shall they see us?
They shall, Nerissa. But in such a habit, they shall think we are accomplished, that we lack with what we lack. I'll hold thee any wager when we are both accoutred like young men. I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two, and wear my dagger with the braver grace into a man's stride, and speak a phrase I have in mind, which I will practice. 1,000 raw tricks for these bragging jacks.
Why, shall we turn into men?
What a question's that? But come, I'll tell thee all my whole device, for we must measure 20 miles today.
Act 3, Scene 5, the same, a garden. Enter Launcelot and Jessica. Yes, truly, for look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Therefore, I promise ye, I fear you. I was always playing with you, and so now I speak my agitation of the matter. Therefore, be of good cheer, for truly, I think you are damned.
And what cheer is that, I pray thee?
Marry, you may partly hope that your father got you not, that you are not the Jew's daughter.
They're a kind of bastard hope indeed. So the sins of my mother should be visited upon me.
Truly, then I feel you are damned by both father and mother. Sorry.
I shall be saved by my husband. He hath made me a Christian.
Truly, the more blame he. This making Christians will raise the price of hogs. We all grow to be pork eaters.
Oh, I'll tell my husband. Launcelot, what you say. Here he comes.
I shall grow jealous of you shortly, Launcelot. Launcelot, if you thus get my wife into corners.
Nay, you need not fear us, Lorenzo. Launcelot and I are out. He tells me flatly, there is no mercy for me in heaven because I am a Jew's daughter. And he says, you are no good member of the Commonwealth. For in converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork.
How every fool can play upon the word. I think the best grace of wit will shortly turn into silence, and discourse grow commendable in none only but parrots. Go in, sirrah. Bid them prepare for dinner.
That is done, sir. They all have stomachs.
Goodly Lord, what a whip-snapper you are you. Then bid them prepare dinner.
That is done too, sir. Only cover is the word.
Will you cover, then, sir?
No, so, sir, neither. I know my duty.
Yet no quarreling with occasion. Wilt thou show the whole wealth of thy wit in an instant? I pray thee, understand with a plain man and his plain meaning. Go to thy fellows, bid them cover the table, serve the meat, and we will come in to dinner. And now, good sweet, say thy opinion. How dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's wife?
Past all expressing. It is very meet the Lord Bassanio's live in upright life. For having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven here on earth. Why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia won, there must be something else pawned off with the other, for the poor, cruel world has not her fellow.
Even such a husband hast thou of me as she is for wife.
Nay, but ask my opinion too for that.
I will none. First, let us go to dinner.
Oh, nay, let me praise you while I have a stomach.
No, pray thee, let it serve for table talk. Then how howsomever thou speakest, among other things, I shall digest it.
Well, I set you forth.
Methinks the word is cover.
Act 4, Scene 1. Enter the Duke, Antonio, Bassanio, Gratiano, Solanio, and others. What, is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void, and empty from any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his rigorous course. But since he stands obdurate and that no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go, one, and call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadst this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then 'tis thought thou show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou will not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principle. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me, why? I'd rather choose to have a weight of carrion flesh than to receive 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor. Is it answered? What if my house be troubled with a rat and I be pleased to give 10,000 ducats to have it baned? What? Are you answered yet? So can I give no reason, nor I will not, more than a lodged hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I follow thus a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill?
Every offense is not a hate at first.
What? Wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
Betray you. Think you question with the Jew? You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that. Then what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore, I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no further means. Let me have the judgment and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which, like your asses and your dogs and your mules, you use in abject and slavish parts because you bought them. Shall I say to you, let them free, marry them to your heirs. Sweat they under burdens? You will answer, the slaves are ours. So I do answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. 'Tis mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. I stand for judgment. Answer, shall I have it?
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court unless Bellario, a learned doctor whom I've sent for to determine this, come here today.
My lord, here stays without a messenger with letters from the doctor, new come from Padua.
Bring us the letter, call the messenger.
But cheer, Antonio, what man courage yet? The Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood.
You cannot be better employed, Bassanio, than still and write mine epitaph.
Came you from Padua, from Bellario?
From both, my lord. Bellario greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from that bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew. Thou makes thy knife keen, but no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou wouldst have wit enough to make.
Oh, be thou damned inexcripable dog. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith. Thy desires are wolfish, starved, and ravenous.
Till thou canst rail the seals from off my bond, thou but offends thy lungs to speak so loud. Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for law.
This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Go, give him courteous conduct to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter.
Your Grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick. But in the instant that your young messenger came in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause in controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. We turned o'er many books together. He is furnished with my opinion. I beseech you, let him lack a reverend estimation, for I never knew so young a body with so old a head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance.
You hear the learned Bellario, what he writes, and here, I take it, is the doctor come. Come you from old Bellario?
I did, my lord.
You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly on the case, which is the merchant here and which the Jew.
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such a rule that the Venetian law cannot impunge you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye, so he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven. Upon the place beneath, it is twice blessed, and it blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. Therefore, Jew, thou justest be thy plea. Consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should be salvation. We do pray for mercy. And that same mercy doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoken thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which is thou follow this strict course of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head. I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes. Here, I tender it for him in the court. Yea, twice the sum. If that will not suffice, I will be bound to pay it 10 times o'er, on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If this will not suffice, I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority, to do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established.
A Daniel come to judgment. Ah, yay, a Daniel. Oh, wise judge. How I do honor thee.
I pray you, let me look upon the bond.
Oh, here it is. Most Reverend Doctor. Here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered here.
An oath. An oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, this bond is forfeit. And lawfully by this Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off, nearest the merchant's heart. Oh, be merciful. Take thrice thy money. Bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor. Proceed to judgment. By my soul, I swear there is no power in the tongue of a man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily, I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is, you must prepare your bosom for his knife.
I his breast. So says the bond, doth it not, noble judge? Nearest his heart. Those are the very words.
Ah, it is so. Are there balance here to weigh thy flesh?
Oh, I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge to stop his wounds lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
Oh, it is not so exceeded. By what of that? Oh, that good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it.
You
not in the bond.
Oh, you merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen to this for you, for herein fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. It is still her use to let the wretched man outlive his wealth, to view with hollow eye and wrinkled brow an age of poverty, from which lingering penance of such misery doth she cut me off. Commend me to thy honorable wife. Tell her the process of Antonio's end. Say how I loved you. Speak me fair in death. And when the tale is told, bid her be the judge whether Bassanio had not once a love. Repent but you that you shall lose your friend, and he repents not that he pays your debt. For if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I'll pay it presently with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself, but life itself my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that.
I have a wife whom I protest I love. I would she were in heaven so she could entreat some power to change this curious Jew.
'Tis well you offer rich behind your back. The wish would make else an unquiet house.
We trifle time. I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The courts awarded it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut the flesh from off the breast, and the law allows, the court awards it.
Oh, most learned judge, a sentence. Come, prepare.
Ah, tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give the hereto no jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh. But in the cutting, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by law confiscate unto the state of Venice.
Oh, upright judge, mark Jew, oh learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shall see the act, for as thou urgent justice be assured, thou shalt be justice more than thou desirest.
I take this offer then. Pay the bond thrice and let the Christian go.
Here is the money.
Soft. The Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
An upright judge, a learned judge.
Therefore prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou no more, but just the pound of flesh. If thou takest more, thou desires all thy goods are confiscate.
A second Daniel, a Daniel Jew. Now, infidel, I have you on the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in open court. He hath merrily justice and his bond.
Daniel still say I a second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture to be so taken at thy peril, Jew.
Why then the devil give him good of it? I'll stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is to enact the laws of Venice. If it be proved against any alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, party against of which he doth contrive, he shall seize one half of his goods, and the other half comes to the privy coffer of the state, and the officer's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only, against all other voice. Down, therefore, and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayst have to leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits. I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth it is Antonio's.
Nay, take my life and all. Pardon not that. You take my house, when you take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life when you do take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
So please the Lord my Duke and all the court, to quit the fine for one half his goods. I am content. So he will let me have two things provided more, that for his favor, he presently become a Christian. The other, that he do record a gift here unto the court of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost say thou?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray you, give me leave to go home from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it. Sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace to pardon. I must away this night to Padua. It is meet I presently set forth.
I am sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties, in lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
And stand indebted over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid, that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied.
Dear sir, of force I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute.
You press me too far, and therefore I will yield. For if you love, I'll take this ring of you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take no more. And you in love shall not deny me this.
This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle.
I will have nothing else but only this.
There's more depends on this than on the value.
Oh, you taught me first to beg, and now methinks. You taught me how a beggar should be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife. And when she put it on, she made me vow that I should neither sell nor give nor lose it.
And if your wife be not a mad woman and know how well I have desired the ring, she would not hold out an enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Servings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment.
Go, Gratiano, run and overtake him. Give him the ring and bring him, if thou canst, unto Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Oh, fly toward Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Act 4, Scene 2, the same, a street. Enter Portia and Nerissa.
Inquire the Jew's house out. Give him this deed and let him sign it. We'll away tonight and be a day before my husband's home. This deed will be welcome to Lorenzo.
My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, hath sent you here this ring and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring, I do not accept, most thankfully. I pray you, show my youth old Shylock's home.
That I will do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I'll see if I can get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever. Come, good sir, will you show me to this house?
Act 5, Scene 1, Belmont, Avenue to Portia's house. Lorenzo and Jessica sit together.
Moon shines bright. In such a night as this, Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, where Cressid lay that night.
In such a night, did this be fearfully o trip, doesn't matter. The dew and saw the lion's shadow ere himself and ran dismayed away.
In such a night did Jessica steal from the wealthy Jew, and with an unthrift love did run from Venice as far as Belmont.
In such a night did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, stealing her soul with many vows of faith, and ne'er a true one.
In such a night did pretty Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave it her.
Oh, I would outnight you, did nobody come, but hark, I heard the footing of a man.
Sola!
Oh,
Sola! Woo-ha! Sola! Sola!
Who calls?
Sola! Did you see Master Lorenzo? Master Lorenzo! Sola! Sola!
Leave hallowing man here.
Sola! Where? Where?
Here.
I bring word thy mistress will before the break of day be here at Belmont. And my master, Bassanio, will be here ere morning.
Sweet soul, let's in. And there expect their coming, and yet no matter. Why should we go in? Here we will sit and let the sweet sound of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness in the night.
I am never merry when I hear sweet music.
The reason is your spirits are attentive.
My savage eyes turn a modest gaze by the sweet power of music.
That light we see is burning in my hall. So shines a great deed in naughty world, music. Hark.
It is your music, madam, of the house.
Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madam.
That is the voice, so I am much deceived, a Portia.
He knows me as a blind man knows a cuckoo. By a bad voice.
Dear lady, welcome home.
We have been praying for our husband's health.
Oh, are they returned?
Madam, they are not yet, but there is come a message before to signify their coming.
Go in, Nerissa. Give order to my servants that they take no note of all of our being absent, hence, nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you.
We are no telltales, madam. Fear you not.
Your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet.
Oh, you are welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
You should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear, he was much bound to you.
No more than I am well acquitted of.
Sir, you are very welcome in our home.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk.
Oh, already? What's the matter?
About a hoop of gold, a paltry ring.
Oh, you swore to me when I did give it you that you would wear it in your hour of death. Though not for me, yet for your vehement oaths, you should have been respective and have kept it. Gave it a judge's clerk? No, God's my judge. The clerk will ne'er wear hair on his face. That's had it.
He will, and if he lived to be a man.
Aye, if a woman lived to be a man.
Now, by this hand, I give it to a youth, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy, no higher than thyself, the judge's clerk, a prating boy that begged it as a fee. I could not for my heart deny it him.
Oh, you were to blame. I must be plain with you. Oh, depart so simply with your wife's first gift. I gave my love a ring and made him swear never to part with it. And here he stands. You give your wife too unkind a gift, to cause of grief, and 'twere to me, I should be mad at it.
Oh, why I were best cut my left hand off and swear I lost the ring defending it.
My Lord Bassanio gave his ring away.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that, I hope, which you received of me.
If I could add a lie unto a fault, I would deny it, but you see my finger hath not the ring upon it, it is gone.
Even so, void if your false heart be truth, by heaven, I never come to your bed until I see the ring.
Nor I in yours, till I again see mine.
Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and would conceive for what I gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, if or half her worthlessness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would then have parted with the ring. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die, but 'twere but some woman had the ring.
No, by my honor, madam, by my soul. No woman had it but a civil doctor who begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to do displeased away, even he that did uphold the very life of my dear friend. What should I say, sweet lady? Had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
Since he hath got the jewel that I loved, I'll not deny him anything I have. No, not my body, not my husband's bed, now but mine honor, which is yet mine own. I'll have the doctor for my bedfellow.
Well,
And I his clerk. Therefore be well advised how you do leave me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so let not me take him then? For if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels.
Sir, grieve not you. You are welcome notwithstanding.
Portia. Forgive me this enforced wrong. Pardon this fault, and by my soul, I swear I never more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which, but for him that had your husband's ring, had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, that the Lord will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
Here, Lord Bassanio, swear to keep this ring.
By heaven, it is the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio, for by this ring the doctor lay with me.
And pardon me, my gentle Gratiano, for that same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk. In lieu of this, last night did lie with me.
What? Are we cuckolds, or we have deserved it?
You are all amazing. Portia was the doctor, Nerissa was the clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness I set forth as soon as you now returned. Antonio, you are welcome, and I have better news in store for you than you expect. 3 of your best vessels are richly come to harbor suddenly. By what strange accident chanced on this?
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
I, but the clerk that never means to do it unless he live until he be a man.
Sweet lady, you have given me life and living.
How now, Lorenzo? My clerk hath some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I'll give them him without a fee. There I do give to you and Jessica from the rich Jew a special deed of gift, after his death, of all he dies possessed of.
Hey, ladies, you drop manna in the way of starved people.
It is almost morning, and yet I am sure you are all not satisfied. Of these events are full. Let us go on in, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. The first interrogatory that my Nerissa shall be sworn on is whether till the next night she had rather stay, or go to bed now, being 2 hours to bed. But were the day come, I should wish it dark, that I were couching with the doctor's clerk. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing, so sore as keeping safe Nerissa's ring.
Yay! And Finn.
Finn.
And you're one of my favorite lovers ever. Like, you're so great.
Oh. All right, hold on.
Who? What?
Krystyn! She's so good!